Earlier on, I caught up with Arsenal supporter Curtis Shaw, so let's hear what he had to say.
What do the fans make of everything? Is it a case now of fans kind of just want this saga to be done with?
I mean, look, Mesut Ozil, when he joined in 2013, it was an exciting signing. I remember all the pandemonium outside the Emirates, Skysports were there. And I think it's just slowly faded over time. The first 2 or 3 years, he was brilliant and we were still excited. But I think over the past 2 or 3 years, he's just faded, which happens when you reach 30. And I think ultimately certain footballers, they need to play for the best teams. And I think Mesut Ozil is one of them players. He's a luxury player. If he was playing for Real Madrid, Manchester City, Liverpool, somebody like that now, I think he'd still be thriving. But Arsenal have not been at their best over the past few years. And I think Ozil has kind of declined with us. So I think ultimately it was a good signing at the start. But I think like anything, sometimes in life it fades. And I just think he's not the player that we need right now. We need a lot more hard work and energy. And I think it's just ran its course.
You talk about sort of when he joined and the hype, and I remember that back in 2013. But how do you think he'll be remembered if he does leave this January?
I think the sad thing about Ozil now, it's a little bit similar to Arsene Wenger, where like you were so great, but you've stayed so long, you've almost tarnished all the great work you've done. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are very split on Mesut Ozil. He divides opinion. A lot of people still love him and think he's a great footballer, and the club have mistreated him, which I do get that as well. But I think a lot of people will remember the last few years, a lot of performances, big games where he's been walking around the pitch. He hasn't turned up in big games away from home. So I think he's a great player. There's no denying his talent, but I think the last couple of years have spoiled his time at Arsenal a little bit.
In terms of sort of where he goes from here, I suppose, we know his representatives are talking to a number of clubs, Fenerbahce, one of them, and you can probably understand the appeal with his Turkish links. Is that the right fit for him, do you think? It was hard to say because we haven't seen him play for some time.
Yeah, I think if you look at the teams he's being linked with, Fenerbahce and DC United, I think no disrespect to those clubs, but they're in leagues that are not as good as the Premier League. So I think, he's 31 now. I think he's probably looking to wind down his career a little bit, go to a league that's a little bit less demanding, get a good wage, relax, have a nice life. I think Arsenal, they can't have a player who's not in the squad and picking up 350k a week and, he's sitting at home playing Fortnite, putting videos up on the PlayStation. So, yeah, I think he wants to wind down his career. And I think Fenerbahce, they've wanted him for a long time. So I think he'll be very popular over there.
I suppose wait until the summer is an option. His agent said that's what he could well do. Can you envisage a world where he stays and even plays again and puts an Arsenal shirt on?
I don't think he will put an Arsenal shirt on. I think although Mikel Arteta was very brave and said, it was my decision, I think most Arsenal fans feel that decision came from upstairs, and I can't see Mesut Ozil playing again. I think from a football point of view, you'd like to think he would want to go in January and go and play football. He hasn't kicked a ball for Arsenal all season, but he's just had a baby, he's got a wife, he's got his nice house. We're in the middle of a pandemic. He might think, this isn't a great time to be uprooting the family. So from his point of view, I think he still probably will wait until the summer before he moves on.
So it might be some wait yet. Plenty of you still getting in touch. Jake D'Souza, a regular tweeter of our